speed that up. Give me 1 sec. As always, trying to get everything situated. Alright, cool. Alright. Hello. Thank you for tuning in yet again. We were doing the we're doing low poly mesh for this guy. So we were just gonna hop right back into that. I think the last thing we were doing, we were pretty fast on all these cloth, and we were doing these guys next. So I'm just going to jump right into it. And start working on what we've got. Cause I know we want this. To fit a little bit better, which I think that's pretty much exactly what we wanted. Okay, cool. Now something I do want to do is, since this is the low poly, we don't need, probably don't, well, we don't need this stuff, I'll tell you that. Meh. That I'm also, so there's keyboard shortcuts for selections on some stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this better? I'm talking kind of quiet. I never know how loud to talk. So, and since I get nervous, I talk really quiet. If it's canon, can you hear me? Is this better or is this worse? Obviously when, yeah. Better. Okay, cool. I'm glad. I'll talk louder. I'll act like I'm talking at my wall. Then cool, perfect, dope, awesome, hype. Okay, so what I was explaining before, sorry, I was asked that my mic was, I was talking too quiet. But there's keyboard shortcuts slash selection shortcuts that you can do for polygons. For instance, if I click here and then I click shift and go next, it'll do a whole ring. Sadly, it won't, well, I could grow, but I can't like hold control and select new polygons out of that, which is unfortunate. And if I hold shift again and click, then it just does, yeah, it's kind of annoying. But if I wanted to just do, ring selections, I can do that. Or same thing, shift if I want to do like all the way around. You can do that. Left click, not right click. Right click for me brings up my little menu, so just getting rid of those to then border these guys and bridge them. Wanted to just get one straight polygon in there, didn't need that bend. And then also, well, if you double click on an edge, it should, and the edge could go all the way, goes all the way around. Control backspace deletes that without, it's the edge and the vertex that's deleted when that happens. So control backspace does that, which is really nice, saving all that polygon space. So same thing, just trying to get rid of all of these micro divisions we have because we don't need them on these guys. And actually, we talked about it last time, the like ring selection. we could probably get away with that. We're gonna see actually if we can. Yep. Yeah, we could do that. Okay, cool. So what that means is we can actually go back to this guy, and this guy, that one. I also, so people know, I have a hotkey on my keyboard that I just did it. It's the tilde or the, I think it's one of the accent ones. The one right under escape on my keyboard. I hotkeyed that to hide all, or hide not my selection. But that was a weird way to say it, but that's what I did. So that's why those keep disappearing. And then it's Alt, that same button under escape. I don't know the tilde button, to unhide all. So I just hide stuff to make it way easier to work with, just one piece at a time. I think I actually already did. I already did what I just did to the other one on this, so that's cool. What I actually kind of want to do though is, nah, it's fine. Okay. Those normals are probably, that's gonna bother me. Do I want to? Yeah, we need to do that. Okay. So we're actually going to do some shenanigans. I actually think I only need to move this guy. Same with this duder. So I have a plan, so bear with me. It may or may not work. Okay, so I just moved those guys in, right? They're kind of hugging that. What we really want is for this. Alright, I lied. We want these guys. We good there? We'll start with this, see what we do. But we are going to actually extrude it, just like that. Has a default. And I want by local normal, I think. Yeah, that's what I want. And what I want to do is extrude that guy out, just like we have him. Dope. And then we need to take these. Now I can do these for a sec. I hope this works. This might not. Oh, rip. Okay, well. We're gonna have to do something else then. I wonder. Oh my gosh, so loud. Okay. Hopefully this is fine. Yeah, it's so there's the Watch Me Work has a thing where it tries to pair me. Yeah, it tries to pair me with another, or it pairs you automatically with another streamer. If yeah, it pairs you with another streamer who's working on stuff. So it does it automatically the first time. So that just happens. I think I want local for these guys. Just kidding. I don't. Okay. Oh, edge is still on. Rip. Yeah, okay, so that's pretty much what I want to do. So now we're just going to move these guys along. And line them up with what we had before. Where's the little guy? There it is. Boop. Vertex. This is kind of a slow process, but you know, it gets the job done. And actually what I want to do here is take this up here a little bit. I'll have to add some, you know, vertices or whatever to get that to work, but since the lip will need to be a little bit more sorry if I got quiet there. I also get quiet when I focus. So what we're actually going to do as well is take these. We're gonna do a couple things simultaneously here. I honestly also have no idea if any of this is going to work. You know what? Actually, we're gonna keep these guys there, but the rest I can delete. Which that honestly wouldn't even. Don't listen to me. Okay, now I'm curious if this is gonna let me. It is. Okay. So now I get to rebuild this geometry. Which is super, oops. Okay, so to explain what I just did. So I deleted this geometry. Let's see, oh, there. Oh, interesting. So I deleted this geometry and then cut, delete it. So I deleted that geometry. And then, so now there's this open space in the geometry and I capped it. I took the border of it and then I just capped it, where what it does is it just tries to cap it basically, and it's all sorts of goofed. And then I take, oh, actually I didn't even notice that, so that's cool too. I don't know if you can see that right there, but there is a these are edges that shouldn't be there. So I could do this again. Polygon, delete. So that happened from the extrude. So I'm just target welding those guys together. Polygon. Stop. I want edge, actually, because I think I want to straighten that one out a bit. Also, there's a vertex right here that we don't want. Oh, I just want to delete that. which of course absolutely destroyed everything ahead. Awesome. Which I think there's another one. There was another one somewhere down here that I don't know where it went. There it is. What I'm actually going to do is, yeah, okay, that works. That's perfect. That's better. Which I'm gonna probably have to do. We'll figure it out. Shenanigans is what's happening right now. But this is, I'm doing my best. Still gotta cap this. So now we have, there's still a vertex there? How many vertexes did it make? Sorry. Looks like this is a better way to get rid of it, is to just target weld it onto that. But right now, so the mesh doesn't really have an idea of where it wants things to be. So you just go ahead and select vertices here, and you can just go ahead and, my hotkey for that is also Control Shift E. I think that's the default that Max does. Control Shift E just connects to vertices you have. I can select a whole bunch, and Control Shift E, and it connects all of them. Just depends what you're doing, that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be some artifacting, dope. Okay, this one we're gonna target weld down hither. So now we've got that cool thing right there. Alright, so now go back to top level for a sec, do this again, control that, and then out. So now we're doing this whole thing again, where I'm just going to be taking these vertices and lining them back up to this edge. This is what we want. Want this to be readable and whatever, because it makes, it's going to make a huge difference to the player if they can actually see this divot, on a weapon. Well, I think it will, and I think it would just show a little bit more, care and attention if something like that existed. So that's why I'm pulling these shenanigans, is because I'm reshaping the mesh to make a better looking result. Also hoping that this isn't just absolute garbage. It helps when you grab the right ones and you don't make things just obnoxious. So there's that. I'll be checking back on chat every once in a while, just making sure that I'm not missing anything, which I don't think I am, but chat's still always kind of messed up, so. Wow. Oh, yep, something goofed. Right there. Oh gosh, something really goofed. Oh, what just happened? So yeah, and then you have stuff like this that happens, which is super awesome. I have no idea what's going on, so we're just gonna start trying to, that's not gonna work. Okay. Alright, I'm sorry. What is this? Oh. Oh. I see what happened. We clipped through the back. Super fun. This should not... Where do you belong? It looks like I can... Ha! Okay. Now this... There. Oh! Fixed it. Look at that. So there's fun things like that too. We also need to get rid of this stuff because this is garbage. So something that's... Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow, there's 3 of them. That's cool. So something that happens sometimes, the reason this happened is because I mirrored it. Yeah. That's about right. Hivit Cannon, her short username's really hard to say, said that this gives her anxiety. And I would agree with that. Sometimes this is really stressful um, when you find stuff like this. Because this will show up in UVs as well, which would be super fun. When you're trying to UVs we'll get to when we get to it, but it all involves texturing, and where it's basically I take a part of this mesh. Sorry, that's bothering me. I take a part of this mesh and I give it a reason to have color. And I put like for instance, if I was going to wrap it in color or shapes or that kind of stuff, I would texture it and try to make it look accurate. Right now I'm just trying to give this a little bit more substance. This specifically, actually, if I was to 3D print this, this would not print. This would be too small, so I'd have to blow this up and bloat it. Vite canine. Okay. Vite canine. I have been corrected. Let the record state. According to the description I was given, that is the correct way to say whatever the heck wording that is. Vite canine. Canine. I take that back. There's two E's. But yes. So I'm kind of debating on whether or not I want that to extend or whatever. I will actually what I would do if I wanted to get this 3D printed. I would probably combine a bunch of meshes. The cool thing about 3D printing is that you don't have to worry about texturing it. Your mesh can be kind of all sorts of garbage. Well, not garbage, but it has to be clean. But you don't need a whole bunch of polygons, so I could actually combine a bunch of meshes together and then print it. So that is a thing. Is I basically, so if you remember or have seen some of my other videos, I do a thing where I combine, or do a thing called, I'm blanking right now, dynameshing in ZBrush, and it takes all of the polygons I have, and it evens them out. Well, if I have two meshes that I merge into one layer and dynamesh, the program itself will go through and combine those meshes in the best way possible. And a lot of the time, like, yes, my geometry is going to be garbage. Like, it's going to look terrible. But if I dynamesh it, suddenly everything, evens out and meshes together. I can make the edits that I need to, and then as long as I'm within the threshold, I now have a combined solid mesh that I can 3D print that's going to be much nicer than trying to combine these meshes together. So in something that, in that case, this would actually probably be okay. If I left it this way, I'd have to see what happened in Dynamesh, because Dynamesh might actually think this is too close and then eat it, which you don't want. So fun things to consider when doing 3D versus not, or when 3D modeling for games versus for printing. Needless to say, they are both very, very fun, and each has their pluses and minuses, much like all industries. I felt, honestly, I was a little nervous about showing this process, this part of the process, since it's the kind of one of the, not least active, but least active. It's just sometimes people can find it boring, and that's fine. If this isn't your thing, if you're not interested in this, that's totally cool. It's an essential part of the 3D modeling process for games, um, for games mostly, actually, which is my, I guess I could actually super extend this out. My specialty, nah, my industry of influence. That's better. I like that. Games is more so where I want to be. So I'm trying to develop modeling techniques for it. So having things that um, if I just get used to modeling that way, then it makes it easier. Um, but yes, this kind of low poly modeling technique and stuff like that, you're not going to. Interesting. You wouldn't use for pretty much anything other than games because games has a lower threshold for poly count. Obviously, you want optimized meshes. You don't want just a hot pile of garbage running around in your whatever engine you're using, because that would be unfortunate. Um, and that would hurt. But like for instance, you don't want. Let's see. It is possible to have thousands and bajillions and trillions of polygons, say in a Maya render or something like that. For that's gonna be interesting. Also, a lot of this is just trial and error. So like, I'm going to be doing this, and I don't even know if this is gonna work. I don't know how the normals are going to bake, which that I will talk about also when we get to texturing and stuff. Because I might have, I can guarantee you I will probably have to come back to this at some point, because I goofed or whatever. So, but that being said, we're talking about something specific. And it was movies. So movies, they can get away with the fact that they can everything's pre-rendered. So they can let something sit overnight for 5 hours or 6 hours or 7 hours to render, and that's how you get the really nice fluid animations, and you can have models that have crazy amounts of polygons, super high detail, because the movie's pre-rendered. Once it's rendered and it's there. Um, it's just the initial rendering that's the time-consuming part. Since games are all real-time rendered, where the engine is doing the work constantly and in real time, um, it's a much more taxing on the engine the higher polygons you have, which is why it's very important when you're in games to have models that are, oh, that was awful, highly optimized, because it puts less pressure on the game engine itself, uh, and makes it more efficient, which is nice for the player. Because everyone and their mom nowadays is like, we need games to run at 30 FPS or 60 FPS because X, Y, Z reasons, whatever. Um, so that being said, having assets that are less taxing on the game engine makes it a little bit easier for those thresholds to be met, um, which is why mesh optimization is dope and awesome, and everyone should do it. Um, Obviously, that adds it's now a new workflow, and it adds more time and things to production and all sorts of that stuff. But potentially save you a bunch of time and energy in the long run. Who knows? Or it won't. It's up to you. And what platform you're developing for and all that fun stuff. Um, Also, this is all like you can challenge me on this kind of stuff. I'm just spouting of what I have experienced, what people have told me, lessons I've learned from, um, and what I've come to understand. So by all means, fact check me if you think that's inaccurate. Um, More than happy to be, I guess, proven wrong. Or to just have if there's other workflows or something like that, because that's the thing, there isn't just like one, there's like general concepts. This is also again what I've just gathered from the multiverse. um, there's just like general concepts that people talk about, of like, yeah, you should always try to keep this in mind when you do this, this and this and this, but for the most part there isn't like a this is the right way to model and this is the wrong way to model, or like, for if you're yeah, it's the best thing about art is that it's different between every artist, because everyone thinks differently, acts differently, or thinks differently is basically the main thing. I think I'm upside down. I'm all turned around. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, everyone thinks differently. So things that seem right to one artist are probably not to another artist, and all that fun stuff. Where are we? Here we go. So after that shenanigan and spiel, we have that. Now we have this cool little lip. I hate this. It's bothering me. Okay. Even just having a little bit flatter isn't terrible. Okay, cool. It's a little less stressed, but it's fine. Whatever, it's cloth. So for the most part, that looks okay. This. Okay, there. We'll leave it there. Leave it there for now. Because I'm sure you guys are tired of staring at cloth. Okay. This is gonna be redonkulous. I haven't quite figured out how I want. I don't know what the truth was to. But yes, truth. Also, hello for some people who just showed up. I'm a little behind on seeing when things go. Shenanigans. Okay. Blap. Now we're gonna work on this guy. This is gonna be really interesting because of mainly this section right here, because that is a whole bunch of funness. There's a couple ways. There's a couple things we can do. Actually, first off, I do have to see why that. Oh, it's just all wobbly. The normals, for the most part, should be good on those. What I will probably do on these guys. So first off, I need to go here and do this. There we go. Now it's see-through, which will be nice when working on this guy, because now I can actually kind of see what I'm doing. Only kind of. So pretty much want like all of the edges on this. And I want to chamfer them down a bit. It's too big of a chamfer. Oh god, stop. I'll allow it. So basically I'm just taking all these sharp edges and I'm beating the crap out of them in a low poly way. Giving us some nice kind of flat edges to work with. Sure. Okay. So there's that, right? Okay, so now that we do that, I mean, everything else will bake down pretty nicely. Again, I have no idea if that's going to come out properly, what's going to happen. All of it's trial and error, until we get to that point. So, yeah, we'll get there when we get there. But for this part, it's going to be pretty challenging. I don't know what to do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna use those guys as a starting point, actually. So pretty much what I want to do right now. Okay, what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. I have an idea. Because there's two ways I can do this. There's this way, and there's also an easier way, but the geometry might come out worse. But we'll see what I will. You know what we'll do actually, just for funsies. Oh, okay. Hey boy. Um, uh, sorry, someone bringing memes in YouTube chat. Which is great. All the memes. Um, words are hard right now. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so we're gonna do this. See how it goes. Um, and then we're going to. I can show you both ways. Maybe next week. Well, actually, we'll see. You know what? We're just gonna start this one way because I'm just wasting time. Can you tell that I'm wasting time? I'm distracting. I don't know what the heck the word is. Can't think of it right now. Stalling. There it is. Got it. Oh my god. I don't know what I want. Edge. We'll just do edges. What my plan is to do some shenanigans is actually what it is. So pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut along where this geometry is poking out. Here. And we are going to basically recreate this in a low poly triangular fashion, which is going to be dope. I hope. One can hope. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's always a fun adventure. That's fine. And like I said, this is probably this could be the worst thing that I could be doing right now, or it could be a good idea. I guess I can follow this. Oop, whoop, whop. So there's also this really cool thing, like, that's a time constraint as well that people would, like studios would run into. But since I guess I don't really, there's no rush on this. I have to figure, and you guys get to watch me figure this out here, so that maybe potentially when I run into this issue elsewhere, which I will, I'll have a better understanding of, oh yeah, I did this on stream once, and it was terrible. So I'm never going to try that, method ever again. Mainly, because it was slow or ineffective, or I'm just a garbage artist. One of the two. It happens all the time. So, um, whatever maybe. Okay, so, all right, that actually, honestly, looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That actually makes me pretty happy, because now I get to just go like, "Ball, look at that. This is actually really fun." This kind of stuff like this, when things you think might work actually can't kind of work, and then delete. Oh my god, there's no polygons there. Now I get to do the really fun part, which is basically cap this and then just cut a bunch of holes and stuff and like try to make some things work. So that's what we're gonna do. Border. Cap it. Okay, cool. Now now that we have some geometry to work with, I just start building the geometry from the inside out, pretty much with the cut tool. And you know what? Sometimes this is gonna be rough. We'll do it a section at a time, actually. You know what? That is a really good idea, Zach. Way to go. Hey, thanks, me. Sometimes I can come up with some decent ideas. Sometimes I can't. It's all, trial and error. I want something like here. I guess that there's fine. A lot of what I'm trying to do right now is not be garbage. So also the cut tool, like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you're supposed to do like all these kind of things and be really rigid with it. The cut tool is freaking awesome. Sometimes it can get out of hand. And actually what I'm going to do before that is save, because I haven't saved and it's been 40 minutes and that's a big no-no. You should save way sooner than that, because saving is important. And also, what's really fun with this kind of stuff, we'll probably want the vertex now, is I can build in my, okay, uh, I can build in my low poly geometry. Um, and I don't see a reason why that needs to be there. I can, yeah, build in my edge flow and low poly geometry stuff, and really help some things. So, like, I need to add a vertex. So we're just gonna go to the cut tool, and I'm gonna click right there, and oh, okay. You know what? We're gonna do this. Hoop, hoop, and then we're just gonna take this vertex, and bring it over here. Oh yeah, I don't know what. I honestly I don't know what you're replying to in that sense, but merp, merp. Oh, hello, hello. Sorry if that I'm not paying attention. I'm involved. I'm involved in my work. That was like the most artisty thing I think I've ever think I've ever done, and that made me cringe. I apologize for anyone who witnessed that, which is all of you on stream, which is dope. Um, Shenanigans are being had, and what is it if you're not having fun? Okay, so see, I made a mistake. There's too many vertices right here. So then I can just target weld that out and start going back to cutting stuff. Um, so this is I'm gonna say the fun way to do this, and then there's the boring way that I can show you. But honestly, the boring way might yield a better result. So if it's boring but it works, I guess that's better. So let's see. What am I trying to do here? That's gonna go the wrong direction. It's also really fun when these things are on, it's on an angle, because I'm trying to like just make things work. And sometimes they do work, and sometimes they absolutely do not. And I think we're okay there, but what I do want is to cut from here to here. Boink. And that didn't work. And do you want to know why that didn't work? Because there is this guy. I need to bring this back. Yeah, because it's folded over. Okay, so actually, edge, nope, just this one, delete. Which deleted. Rip. Backspace. Ha! Got it. We're good. Let's go back to vertices. Okay, now what I have to do is forgive me. I am. This is all this is a giant puzzle, and I'm just trying to figure it out. All right, that was good. Vertex. I just delete it. I made a mistake. Backspace. All right, that's fine. This one. Yeah, all this is just a giant puzzle. This guy needs something to connect to. Let's do this for right now. Which would mean this guy. Ha 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 ha. Things are coming together. Nicely. And we've got 15 minutes. But look at how much fun we're having. Look at how low poly this is. And by low poly, I mean look at how much garbage geometry I'm making. Ugh. This is cool. I love it. This is nothing to connect to, and it's awesome. You can't rush greatness, friends. It takes time. Time and a great deal of Sadness. Okay, we need to. Sorry if that got really real. Um, at this point, Oh God, I'm just saying things, so forgive me. I'm running. Yeah, I did 4 days of the Comic Con, this last weekend, and my brain is very angry with me, because I tried to do things that were productive today, and it didn't like that. Yes, I read that. I'm trying to read both, but I also try to like make sure that things happen on stream, so there's that. Because I would just have fun reading your guys' comments the whole time, but then nothing would get done, which would be unfortunate. Comic-Con was productive, but not for my wallet. Rip, or my brain. My brain is so tired. Everything I own is so tired. And by that I meant like things on my person, like my knees. I own them. They are mine. So there's that. Yeah, stream's getting weird. I apologize. I'm just having so much fun moving polygons around and building stuff with you guys. Yeah, watch me work. Yeah, that's fair. Um, that's totally fine. You are allowed to do that. Um, that's fair. What you choose a platform that works good for you. I don't care. Um, I will just do what I can to make things work. So there is probably better ways to do what I'm currently doing. Now that I'm here thinking about it, I think I've said that a bunch of times too, which is fine. Let's actually see what it looks like. Okay, that's not terrible, actually. Rip. Everything's back now. That's fine. Top level. Okay, so what? I have 48 minutes left. Now we'll just continue with this, because I'd have to open up ZBrush and show you what I could do. And for the most part, I think we're just going to. I'll just stay on this one now. I can start next stream with it, and just be like, yeah, this is what we talked about. This is what I could do, whatever. So I think I'll do that. That'll be better. But yeah. Words are challenging. Nope, not what I wanted. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Vertex is what I wanted. Okay. So now it's just about getting... Oh, I think we found it. I could also, instead of just cutting things, I could do my cool little control connect. Oh, nope, just kidding. I'm dumb. I can't because... Blop. What I actually can do with that now. It's just, right now, this is just switching between a lot of tools. What? And then, you know, just using them to do what I want. Stop. So it's kind of a mess. But yeah, for the most part, we're getting there. It's slowly but surely, 'tis a process. So I don't really know what in the dang heck these wanted to do, so we're just gonna... So a lot of right now is just trying to get the cleanest geometry for the shapes that I'm looking for. And actually, for the most part, we're getting there, which is really cool. That it's working. You know, Anakin from the first episode 1 Star Wars launches up his pod racer. It's working. That's what this feels like right now. Don't worry, I won't turn into a Sith Lord and try to take over the universe. It's not my MO. Um, don't really yeah, don't really have Sith powers. So there's also that. Kind of a key factor there. Whamp, whamp, whamp. Alright, let's see here. Need to pull you up. Alright, so this... Ooh. Right now we're just trying to do this corner. I don't think I actually need that in there either. So we're just going to target hold you down there for the most part. And then... That's cool. I can target weld this guy out of there. I'm also trying to make sure that I keep these things in triangles, because triangles are super important. Cool! Look at that. Now we have... we got a section done. And it doesn't look like trash. Is this gonna work? No. No. Why would that work, Zach? Okay, so also a lot of what this is going to have to do is like, okay, I'm gonna have to build that out, and then build, you know, cut out to there. Oops. And then again, you know, vertex up and over. Bloop. Oh gosh. Cool. Bloop. Alrighty. I kinda actually want... That's fine there. I don't really think this is going to... See that? Oh gosh. That's really nice for me to be able to like target weld stuff like that. It doesn't like it when I erase the thing it's centered on. Because it'll allow me to like build up the geometry in a much more like low poly light. And I can get the faces and the lighting and all that fun stuff, what I'm looking for. Which is cool. So we will just take this kind of one section at a time. And actually something that I haven't been doing that well, there's a reason I haven't been, actually. We're gonna go back to the top level. Did I mess that up? No, that was there on purpose. Okay. I will need to anchor most of those into something over here, which will be super fun. What I think I'm actually going to do is give me something to do that. Oh yes, if I want to connect edges with another edge, that's also something I can do with this. And I want it frickin' straight. Cool, that's right in the center. Straight. Look at that. Dope. That'll be something nice to anchor stuff to and kind of spiderweb things off of, because having this all broken up and whatnot is going to be hard to... I can't just have vertices floating in midair because reasons. There's technical reasons, there's art reasons, there's aesthetic reasons. Yeah, so we're just not gonna have that. So it's better to be ready when those need to happen and whatnot. So I'm gonna build in this chunk actually right now. Well, I'm gonna try to. We're gonna see what's gonna happen, if this is gonna let me. Oh my god, it is. So now what I can actually do, which is awesome. Whamp. Whamp. Right there. Cool. Oh no. Oh no. Uh, so this is why cut tool can be fun. Is it'll do really awesome things like that. Yeah. Cool. Edge, backspace, got him. Yeah. So a lot of it is like the program's going to stop me from doing things where it's like, ha 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 ha, nice try, sir, you can't do that, and then I have to say, no. Let me do what I want. I own you. I mean, what? Oh, that side rip. I goofed. I done goofed, but that'll be okay. We'll make it work. Yeah, you guys are gonna watch me go through all of this, and then I'm gonna show you the thing next week, and all of you simultaneously are going to facepalm at how much better the thing that I will show you is, and I'll probably show you it'll happen in the first. I'm willing to bet like 6 minutes. 6 minutes, I'll get something to look, you know, probably passably close to what I have, and all of you are just gonna, you're just gonna be sad. And then I'll probably cry myself to sleep, and we'll move on. That's how that'll go. Let's see. Where I do, we'll have to figure out how to connect these guys. Like I'm still gonna have to make, it bulb out and stuff. But for right now, we're working on the inside. Which, speaking of, these need to be moved up and over. Okay, so now comes the fun part, which is literally just me connecting all of these together. This needs I like making noises when I connect things. If you haven't noticed, it just adds to the whole process, you know? That definitely needs to go over here. Here, maybe? Oops. I could do both. I could do both. So harsh. Yes. That's, I don't know. I don't have a response to that. That's just what it is, I guess. Okay. So now we're going to probably do some more cutting of the mesh. Just move these guys down, something like this to that. Get that all kind of jazzed up. I want to connect it to there and connect it to there. Ooh. It helps when you have another one selected to connect it to. Oh gosh, stop. It also helps when you don't move both at the same time. Shenanigans. What am I at? Oh god, it's 7. Well, this is fun. You've seen some kind of really slow process of making some low poly stuff. This is where like the art stuff kind of comes in, where it's like I need to be technical know-how and use my eye and whatnot to figure out the best way for geometry to fit this thing. So thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Your continued support means the most of the world to me. I love you all. Um, and I will talk to you next week. Over and out. See you, fam.